Oops, sorry about that. Hi everyone, it's Aaliyah. Welcome back to my channel. I'm a little annoyed because I started this part 2 and then for some reason it got cut off and I don't know what happened. And I was halfway through showing everything. So, oh my gosh, where do I even start? Let me go back to where the beginning. I know I showed these. And this is so weird. It's never just cut off on me before. If you saw my part 1, I went through all the stuff from, well, a couple things I found at the yard sale and the estate, thrift store, and then I started into the estate sale goodies. So now part 2 is all the rest of the stuff that I found at the estate sale. So this I found, it's a family budget book, and this is really cool because it's like a ledger book, but it's smaller. It has daily expenses. It has month of, like everything that you have up there. But what was good about them, what I found, is that if you can see here, it's sewn in. So what I'm going to do is take out all the sewing, the thread, and then this will be one whole page. So basically when you put it in your journal, obviously you'd probably have to fold this side up, fold that side up, but there's the pages, and then they would fold out, or you could fold it this way, however you wanted to fold it. But it would be one full spread across. Let me just see what the height on this is. Yeah, see, it's right over 7.5. So it's perfect for the size journals I do. I would just fold the sheets in. And then I found 4 books. So, I love using the ledger pages in my journals. So it was a perfect score that I found those. I remember the next thing I went over was this, and I was so excited. I really wish that it had, because to catch my excitement when I actually found out what this was as I was going through it, it was priceless. But now I know what it is, so I can tell you, and it probably won't sound so exciting to me anymore because I already know. But at first I thought this was just a program from the auditorium. It was, they did a play or a presentation of Nothing But the Truth. Then as I started flipping through it, I realized all of these are different programs that this person had collected over the years. This first one, I think, is the oldest. It's December 2nd, 1918. Look at that. Isn't that cool? But what makes it really, really special, like especially for me, I should say, is that this is all, the auditorium is actually still here. This is in Lynn, and that's where I live. And so all these programs were from Lynn. And as I was flipping through in the first video, and it's so delicate, I can't even what I'm going to have to do is take out the stitching here so I can separate each one and maybe put it in its own plastic, sheet protector, because it's so brittle, especially the edges around the bottom and everything. But as I was flipping through, well, not really flipping, but going through a lot of these, see, here's another play that they went to. All the advertisements from the inside, all these places, well, not the actual companies, but the streets are all still here. Like we have Union Street, Monroe Street, Oxford Street. Those are all right down the street from me. Let's see. Another Union Street. I know that I saw Market Square, Central Square. So these are all advertisements from back then. And of course, unfortunately, none of these places, Oxford Street, are still here. But just to see the advertisements back in the early 1900s, and to know that these places, or not these places, I'm sorry, these streets are still here, it's just a piece of history from the city I live in, which is just so amazing. And when I went through it the first time, I was like a kid at Christmas. I kept flipping a page and was like, oh my gosh, I know this street, it's right down the street. So I'm definitely going to take care and do this as a project. I mean, it smells really musty. It's kind of gross. I almost put it back until I saw Andrew Street Lynn House, and I took a closer look and I was like, oh, that's really cool. And I kind of threw it in my bag, not realizing how much history this has in it. And I'm so excited I found it, and I'm even more excited that I just get a chance to have a part of the history of the city that I live in. So that was really cool. Let me just put this somewhere so it doesn't... Okay. Oh, I also... This isn't anything fun, but I always like to find this type of paper. It's resume paper. It's watermarked. It's Strathmore writing paper, 25% cotton. And I was previously saying that now when I'm printing out digital kits, I like to print them on resume paper because it's a little bit of a different feel, and I feel it's like a little more... I don't know, I just like the way that the digital prints come out on this paper. And as you can see, I have a lot. So I'll be using this quite frequently whenever I print digital kits. Let me see what I was... Oh, I found this. And, excuse me. This is really cool. It's kind of like it's a laminated card, and it's thick, of Hawaii's reef fish, and it's not vintage. It's from the 90s. I saw it somewhere. Oh yeah, copyright 1990. I mean, it's kind of vintage, but I mean, not really. But I love the color. So what I thought what I would do is photocopy, well, not photocopy it, but make copies on my printer in color, shrink them down, and make them journaling cards. Because I thought this was cool. Obviously, I'll have to take off the price tag, but I mean, these fish are beautiful. And then I noticed on the back here, I don't know if you realize, but the reef triggerfish is the Hawaii state fish. And it's cool because it has the name of the fish, but also the Hawaiian name for it. So the reef triggerfish, it's a humu humu naku naku apua'a fish. And it's actually illegal. You can't catch these fish when you're there because... And they're all over. So I don't know why you can't, but maybe just because it's a state fish. Because even when you're on the beach, sometimes you see these fish. But you're just not allowed to touch them or catch them or kill them. Because you probably go to, I don't know, probably go to jail or something. But I know it's illegal. You're not supposed to do that. But I thought this was so cool. Just all the different fish. And they're really cute fish. Colorful, pretty. I just love them. Well, except for him, the moray eel. He's kind of, I don't know. I'm sure his mother loves him though. So I was glad to find that. So I did find that. I also found this for the journal that I'm going to be working on. And it's shells of the Florida coast. But the nice thing about it too, again, in the middle, it's just stapled. So what I'm going to do is take out the staples and I can use the actual pages in the journal. And I think that's really cool because, you know, it has the pictures of the shells and then what they are underneath. So I thought that was really cool. So that's definitely going in the journal. Then I had found some cards, vintage postcards that I'm also going to be putting in the journal. So just a quick flip through. Oh, I found one that has shells all over it. I mean, it's really cool. So I don't want to give too much just in case she's watching. All right. Then I was here. This is where I was when the camera shut off. I was going through this pile here, and this is the last of it. So, but what I was realizing was that a lot of these books, well, actually, it was the first two. These books, it's like somebody went stabby crazy and stabbed right through all the books because you see all the little stab marks. Somebody must have been really upset. And I wish I had noticed that before I picked them up. I mean, and they're vintage too. It's July 1962, Science Digest, Mystery of the Seas. And I just thought that was really cool, but now I'm really disappointed that somebody went to Stabby Town on it. Oh, that's cool. It's an envelope with a stamp on it. Oh, 3-cent stamp. That's really cool. Huh. I'll put that aside. Yeah, so now I'm not really sure what I'm going to do with this because every page is stabbed, which is really, it's really disappointing. So, and then it was this one too, stabbed. Because I thought these would be fun giveaway magazines, but now I can't give these away because you can't even use them. So I don't know what I'm going to do with that. Then I did get this one though, and this one was clearly far away from the knife because this is all intact. So this is a fun one. April 1962. Vehicles to Go Anywhere. How Birds Tell Time. Mr. Lincoln's Spaceman. I mean, it's really cool. So I might want to just take a read through it before I do anything with it. So I got that. And then there's this one, Life in the Sea. And of course, I was thinking, you know, use 1961. So I could possibly use pages from this in the journal. And you know what? This is really cool. What are these? This is a Frolicking Walrus, but there's Spiny Lobster. I don't know. Oh, I wonder if these things came with it and you had to stick it in. I feel this is stuck in too. They're like stamps that went on it. Oh, really, really neat. But yeah, oh, and look at this. That's really cool. But I figured I could use some of these pages, some of the pictures in the journal. So I put that aside that way. Then I found these, and I didn't realize, I think that's the same exact book. I found them in two different parts of the house, and then all I saw was seashells, and I grabbed it. Obviously, you know, it's really torn up there, which is fine, because I want to use the inside pages. Copyright 1954. But look, aren't these really just so cool? So I want to somehow... Oh, and they smell really old. I might have to air that out, but I want to incorporate these and actually it's nice that I got two, because you know sometimes you'll have a picture on this side and a picture on this side that you want, but you have to choose. Now I don't have to choose. So actually that's a happy accident. So yeah, so I got those, and I think that's what everything was. Did I go through everything? I'm pretty sure I did. So this one obviously is a little bit of a shorter video, but I wanted to break it down into two different videos. So I hope you stuck around and watched both parts. I hope you enjoyed both parts. I enjoyed uncovering all these fantastic things that I'm really excited about. And now I have a lot of cleanup to do. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye.